Okay, give me a one if you can hear me. Let's see. Let's check the chat. Let's see. Hello, hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having an amazing Wednesday. Let's see. Give me a one if you can hear me. Give me a one if you can hear me. Before I go on, listen. Today we have a Q&A. Q&A. I used to do these a lot, but I used to do them one by one. It would be like on a one by one case basis. I see some people trickling in, so just give me a one if you can hear me. It used to be on a on one basis, and of course, you can DM me on all of the social platforms or email me at dryayamarie@gmail.com. So I used to do these often where it would just be me answering someone's question. And of course, it is all anonymous. All right. So it would just be me answering a question. But I decided to kind of group the questions together and just kind of make a show with about 5 questions each instead of just doing one by one by one by one. I think that's more effective. Okay. Let's see. Drop a one. Okay, great. Okay, cool. Hi, Breezy. Hello, hello. Okay, awesome. Now, so with that being said, I also a couple of announcements. There is somebody impersonating me on Facebook. Can you believe it? So if you come across a page that, it has, my credentials up there and it has the podcastings and stuff like that, but it's adding people as friends and sending them messages. It's not me. Okay. So just remember that is such a strange thing to come on here and say, but just remember that. Also, if you do not have a copy yet, get a copy of my book, When Satan Plays Matchmaker, exploring the spiritual side of narcissism. Okay. And it's available on Apple Books, Barnes and Noble, also Amazon, of course. And if you already have the book, please give it a 5-star review. 5 stars. You want 5 stars. Anything less than that, you know how it is. It's not a good look. So look out for your girl. Look out for your girl. Now, also make sure that you're staying tuned for the new music and the beats and the lo-fi. I'm just kind of like a chill vibe station that we have on here, and I hope that you guys like it. I certainly love it. I actually just play it, or if I'm out and I just want to hear something different, it's good to put on the background. Hi, Musa. How you doing? So it's good to just have it in the playground, in the background. Okay. Now listen, this is a Q&A, and I have about 5 questions that people have wrote into me. All right. And then if anyone's interested for the next one, make sure that you shoot me a message. Kind of keep the question or scenario. Don't write a 4-page letter now. It is not a thesis. Okay. Just keep it, appropriately, where I could read it and I wouldn't be lost reading all of the details. Trust me, I want to know the juicy details, but let's kind of keep it to like a page, maybe. I don't know. Possibly that page and a half. I don't know. If you can, like, just shorten it. Give me the main points. And of course, you will stay anonymous through the whole thing. And you will have myself answering as well as other people answering. And you, of course, no one knows who you are. Okay. So let's get to it. This first question. Listen, I was reading this one and I'm just going to hope that I wake somebody up with my answer. Okay. Listen to this, everybody. Is everybody listening? Feel like I'm teaching again. Let's put on our listening ears and our thinking caps. All right. I've been dating this amazing guy for a few months now, and things have been really going well. However, he recently confided in me that he's been having trouble seeing his kids because of his ex. the mother of his children won't let him see his children. He's heartbroken and frustrated by the situation, as he deeply loves his children and wants to be a part of their lives. He's tried talking to his ex and considered legal action, but nothing seems to work. I want to support him through this challenging time. I'm not sure how I can support him or what advice I can give him. How can I be there for him while respecting the boundaries of his co-parenting relationship? Okay, that is question number one. That is what we're starting with today. So this is a woman that is dating a guy for just a few months, and he's telling her that he cannot see his children. She says that all of this is because the ex is withholding the children. Okay. I really, really want everybody to think about this. And especially, I hope this, of course, the person that wrote into me, of course, she's watching. There is nothing that will stop a person from seeing their children. How many of you are parents? How many of you are parents watching, or what are, even on Facebook when I post this on Facebook? There's nothing. You will walk through fire. You might not even know how to swim, but you will try. I mean, you will learn how to swim if push come to shove. You will walk through hot coals. You will bend over backwards. Some of you go without eating because the children need to eat. You're working jobs because you got to provide for the children. Nothing stops you, okay? This is real parenting. Howbeit that you're with the person that says the other party won't let me. You're considering, or he's considering legal action, but doesn't want to take it. Why? There's not a court in the United States of America or Canada, maybe because I can't speak for every country, but since we're here and a large majority are Canadian and American here. Shout out to South Africa, because a lot of y'all watch me. Hi. But there's not a courthouse here that will say, if you go in there and say, hey, I want to see my children, the mother of my children is stopping me, is preventing me from being a father. They are not going to turn you away. Nope. If there was a case where, let's say, the father's addicted to drugs, even they get supervised visitation with their children when they make an effort. So how is it? It's suspicious to me that you're dealing with the guy for just a few months. This is already up in a few months, because this is what is written there. That the excuse, she won't let me see the children, it doesn't fly with me. Nope. He's lying. And let me guess, he probably said the ex is crazy. Did he say that too? I'm wondering. Because usually that goes together. She's crazy and she won't let me see the children. Any courthouse, the courthouse really commends fathers that want to step up to the plate. Believe it or not, despite contrary belief. But all of this rhetoric about she won't let me, take her to court. You have a few court sessions, you prove your point, you get your visits. Easy. They're not going to do that because this person, they're lying. This person is lying. Okay. What they're not telling you is that there might be a reason why this person is not in the children's life. And I would venture to say that if you did reach out to the child's mother, or the children's mother, because it says children. Yeah, children. So there's more than one that he's most likely just not making an effort. If you are a father that is supposedly in this type of situation, the courts are very favorable to men who are wanting to make an effort. They will listen to you. They will give you the split custody. They will give you the visitation. they will do that. And that is by law. Okay. Even people that have a problem with, substance abuse, even they have visitation if they wanted it. So don't let that stop you. Don't let it scare you. But right here with this question, I would venture to say that this person is just pulling your sympathy card because they want to see, what kind of woman are you? Are you the type that feels bad easily? Are you the type that goes? As soon as you hear something that you think is an injustice, let's go stomp the yard without having all the facts. They're trying to figure you out. This is why they gave you that type of scenario. You stated that he's heartbroken and frustrated. That doesn't sound heartbroken. Maybe somebody else could chime in if you're watching on the chat. But usually when you just met this person just for a few months, no, block and you go on before this few months turns into your baby mama number 2, and he's telling the next chick, oh, she won't let me see my kids, and running the next game on the next one. So if I were you, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me on this one. You may not agree with me on everything, but this is just logical. And if you're new here, we think logically. A lot of the problems that people have is because you're thinking, more so with your heart and not necessarily with your brain, with your logic. And that is a problem. Okay. Think logically. You just met this person just a few months and he's telling you he can't see his children because of the ex. Suspicious. How can I be there for him while also respecting the boundaries of his co-parenting relationship? There is no co-parenting relationship. That mother of the children has the children 24/7. So you're just really an emotional dumping ground and a play buddy for him while he's most likely going back and forth. Honestly. Yeah, I can guarantee if you talk to that mom, it'll be something totally different. Let's see. Yeah, Breezy says that's right. This one right here, you're going to have to use logic on that one because that's a hard pass. That's a red flag. I have a video on that too. It's called They Won't Let Me See My Kids. Yeah, she said, yeah, that's definitely a red flag. And honestly, that's one of the oldest tricks in the book. They always say that. In fact, I guarantee that if or I'll just say when this does end, because you can tell this is going nowhere fast. So I hope you have your purse and your keys ready. But when all of this goes down, you're going to meet somebody else who says the same exact thing. This woman won't let me see my kids. It's going to be the same thing. This is a rhetoric that people say because they're trying to figure out what kind of woman are you. This is why this is one of the first things they hit you with. You said first months. They're trying to figure out what kind of woman you are. Are you one of those emotional type women that is quick to take his side and not, make a rational choice? And that's what he wants. All right, let's see. Anyone else on that? Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, definitely a red flag. You'll watch this on the replay if you're not watching now. And yeah, let us know how that turns out. I have a young child with my ex-partner. This is question number 2, okay? And we co-parent relatively well. There's always been some unresolved tension between us. Recently, my ex has been trying to get more involved in my personal life. Constantly asking about my dating life and expressing jealousy whenever I mention someone new. I want to maintain a healthy co-parenting relationship, but I'm not sure how to set boundaries without causing more conflict. How do I navigate this situation while prioritizing my child? Well, this is an easy answer. You keep your boundaries and you don't fold. You don't fold on them. Okay, a lot of these narcissists, and this one goes for men and women. A lot of the women have a baby with a man because they're trying to lock in this lifetime supply. Same thing goes with men who have children with it, all women quickly. Like, you're wondering, how does this person have like 3 kids here, another kid there, and it is just kind of strange. But what they're doing is they're locking in different types of supplies. So things go wayward one way, they could always fall back on this person because you have a child. They know that, yeah, since we have a child, she's not the type that will, say no. She's always going to have mercy or pity on me. So a lot of these kids come from that type of logic, which is really sad and unfortunate. But at the same time, you have to be the one to stick to the boundary. So, number one, kudos to you for already taking the steps to set boundaries. You've already did what a lot of people don't do when you have a child together, which is set firm boundaries. This is not your man for life. This is not your woman for life. This is not someone you could just always come in and out of the kid's life, in and out of the person's life. No. So, in the narcissist brain, if we could call it that, in the narcissist mind, a child is a way to always have like that access to you. So in this case, yeah, prove them wrong. You don't always have access to me. It's not your business who, I'm dating, or who, if it keep it strictly about the child. Okay. And that is it, because this scenario here, it kind of sounds like you're on the fence about folding. Like you're on the fence about it. But I'm here to tell you, keep those boundaries. This person is an ex for a reason. And pray over your child, and just give the child to the Most High God, and pray that your child does not have these tendencies as these narcissistic leeches do. Okay. And this is what I tell people that have children with a narcissist: you dedicate your child to the Most High God. That's the way out. But also, you keep that boundary, and you keep it firm, and don't waver, because he thinks that you're always his. That's why he's comfortable with that. Anybody on that topic? Anybody on that one has something to say? All right. I hope you guys are like enjoying everything. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I thought this one was a good one. So this is question number 3. This one, it doesn't say if this is a man or a woman. Let me see. Maybe let's read it and then we could try to figure it out. I've been dating someone for a few months and things have been going well overall. Recently, I found out that they're still friends with their ex and even hang out with them on a one-to-one occasion. I trust my partner, so I really can't tell if this is man or woman because they say partner, but I can't help feeling uncomfortable about their close relationship with the ex. How do I navigate this situation without coming across as insecure? All right, there's a lot to unpack here. Number one, if this person is calling you or insinuating that you are being insecure, that is definitely a red flag. You have every right to be concerned about your partner still being involved with an ex. You have every right to be, like, who is this a thing? Are people still friends with exes? Because I'm not. Is this like a thing? Why do we need to be friends? If I've moved on, I mean, it's not that I hold a grudge up to, with you, but if I've moved on and I want to respect the other party that I'm with now, what do we, why do we need to hang out one-on-one? So you have every right to be upset about that. And if I were you, I would be very cautious, because one thing that I know for a fact that a toxic person will do is that they will let you know that they're cheating. They will bring around that ex to trigger you. They will bring around or bring up that person's name just to get a reaction out of you. Then they will tell you, oh, you're insecure. No, 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 that's not the case. See, if I were you, this person will be blocked. And I will quickly, before you get, listen, I wouldn't even say, you don't even have to have an explanation. I wouldn't give this person not one explanation, because they know what they're doing. These people know that being friends and having a one-on-one with an ex, and you're over here with in a relationship, they know that's not right. They know it's not right. So what it sounds like your partner is doing is they're provoking you on purpose. They're trying to get you angry on purpose. Okay? They're letting you know what the deal is up front, but in a subtle way. And most likely they usually want you to blow up and look crazy, because that's how narcissists and toxic people do. They'll provoke you to anger, and then when you act a fool, they'll get their phones out like, see, look at this, or see, you're so insecure, like you have the problem. Okay. Regarding the last message or question, Breezy says teach your children to be righteous. And she also says that it is a thing because the narc will make it. So yeah, that is true. Narcissists usually are friends with an ex. How many of you knew that whoever you're dealing with, that was a narcissist? Sometimes they'll bring up the ex name. They will, they're still thinking about or obsessed with this person. Why? Because again, these types of people, they think that you are theirs forever. This is why they're so willingly to come in and out of your life. They'll ghost your children and pick up the phone months later. Now, when you block that number, then it's, oh, she won't let me see the kids. No, you ghosted them for months and now you want to come back. You see the conundrum here? Like, this is not a regular functioning person that is thinking rationally. Everything you do will be held against you. Everything. Down to having normal feelings of you possibly being betrayed. Because what are some reasons that a person would keep an ex that's not a business partner, that doesn't have children together? Why do you need a one-on-one with an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend and you're in a new relationship? And if you're being called out on it, then you're insecure. That's toxic, and that is a problem. Get away from that person. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse because they're gaslighting you. That's a good example of the gaslighting in the relationship. Okay. Yeah, the one thing that even just on the chat on YouTube, one thing, because the narcissist will make it so. They're going to give them an inch and they're going to take a mile. And to me, it sounds like he's provoking you on purpose. I'll just be honest. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, because you said you can't help but to feel uncomfortable about the close relationship with their ex. Okay, well, he should be with his ex. Why do you have to be made to feel uncomfortable? And that's what you say, leaving out the door. It's too close for comfort. All right. Next. This one is kind of a long one. Number 4 and 5 are a little bit similar. And also for reference, when my book, When Satan Plays Matchmaker, touches on these topics when it comes to question 4 and 5. And the topic is being married to a narcissist. Has anybody here been married to a narcissist? I mean, listen, this is the first one for number 4. Now, bear with me, okay? Because this is sort of a little bit lengthy. All right. So before I got married, I went on a 7-day fasting and prayer to God to reveal my wife to me and for her to find me. All right. When I was at church, I heard God say, "There's your wife." I wasn't really interested. Okay, so this is a male. Okay, and he is, I would say, 30 to the 40-year age range. I wasn't really interested because she had 2 kids. One Bible study, she actually approached me and we exchanged numbers. Okay, let's see. We started messaging and she said this to me: "Do you know that I'm your husband?" Excuse me. And I said, yes. She told me she prayed and asked God to show her her husband and let her find him because too many people were saying that she was their wife. Yikes. Okay. I was shocked because her prayer was similar to mine. We started dating and got married in 6 months. Pastors, even prophets, told us our marriage is ordained and we have a deliverance ministry together. During the 7 years of marriage, it's been difficult. Everybody with me, right? Okay. Constant arguments. She disrespects me, cheating on me. She told me the marriage ended from year 1. I'm so broken, and sometimes I question why God told me she's my wife. Let me just keep going down. She has cheated on me, so I left. My question is, why would God play such a role in actually ordaining a marriage between you and a narcissist? I feel lost spiritually, and I question a lot of things regarding in this life. I never knew people like this exist. My situation is rare. Well, welcome to my channel. Didn't you get the right one for this question? Because what I'm about to tell you, your pastor and your church, they're not going most likely want to hear it. Okay? Number 1, your situation is not rare. As you said at the last sentence, my situation is rare. Listen, there's people all over the world that are in this type of situation. Hence the reason why I wrote the book, Stay in Place Matchmaker. So it's not as rare as you may think, as you can see from like this content on this page, right? Now, you said people ordained the marriage and prophets and people, told you that this is your wife, and she told you that this was her husband, your husband. Here's the thing. Every marriage is not sent from God. Every marriage is not. This is what I wrote in the book. And I've been saying this since the first video on YouTube was last year. I've been doing this for 1.5 years. When I came in with that marriage video. Do you know what you have to do to be a minister? To be an ordained minister? All you have to do for $50, under $50, you can go online, type in your name and your credit card info, and they will email you a certificate, and boom, you're ordained to be a minister to marry people. So just because ordained ministers married you to, that doesn't mean that it was from God. It doesn't mean that. Now, just from reading the scenario, especially at the beginning, you had a series of these coincidences. You had, both of you had similar prayers. You were praying and fasting for a wife, most likely. This is like a more of a church community scenario. And everybody knows how I say you're going to have to come out of like the 4-wall church and do your own studying, because when most I'm just trying to figure out how to put it in a nice way and not be offensive, because I know that this is a situation that is not only hurtful, but the angle that I'm coming from is not necessarily talked about. A lot of the people that are in these churches are false prophets. A lot of the people that are in these churches now, and you know this because you are a minister, a deliverance minister. So you have probably seen how people can say they love God and they're all just churched out. Okay, I put it like that, churched out. It doesn't mean that it is from God. There's false Holy Spirits. There's false, of course, false doctrines that are going around, and you're not exempt. And just because people like a pastor or prophets or so-called prophets, and I'm leery about that too, because even Jezebel called herself a prophet. Who's calling these people prophets? So you have to use your own discernment, because just because they said something true here or there, it doesn't mean that the source comes from the Most High God. All right. Now, with that being said, one way, this is also what I talk about in my previous shows and the book. One way that these familiar spirits will set people up thinking that they belong together when they don't. They will set up coincidences. You went on a fast, boom, look who you meet. Soon as you meet this person, boom, oh, I was praying too. God said, you're my husband. This is how you know it's not from God. Why on his green earth, the master of the entire universe, the creator of all things, why would he set you up to be with the manipulative, cheating narcissist? You're his child. Why would he set you up to suffer with being tortured with a narcissist? Do you understand? I mean, is everybody getting what I mean? You don't have to have like these people that are calling themselves pastors and they're ordained priests. Anybody could be ordained. You look it up. Fact check me right now. Look it up and see how much it costs to get ordained right now. My doctorate is in theology. They don't give ordinations with that. You have to go through you have to get, this is something you pay for. Anybody can get ordained. Anyone, literally, you don't have to have a degree in theology. You don't have to. There's Satanists that's ordained ministers. Did y'all know that? Anybody could be ordained. Anyone can call themselves a prophet. Now, when you say that you did hear God's voice, I would pray and fast about that, because why he wouldn't put you to be set up with someone like this, who's clearly a wolf in sheep clothing. And I can say that because this is from a church scenario, which is, yeah, yes. And the question is, why would God play such a role in actually ordaining a marriage? Again, because of that they ordained it doesn't mean it was ordained by God. Anybody could put your vows together and say that. Yeah, everybody understand that? Right. The Most High, he would not have I would say majority of what you see now, these people that are married, that is not put together by God. That is a bold statement. Now, hear me out. There is such thing as permissive will and perfect will. Okay. So we know that God honors marriage. Everybody knows that. Everybody here knows that, right? So because you have a desire to do things the right way, because you have that desire to say, I want to be married, but did you actually wait on God? Let's say you didn't. I'm just giving a generic scenario here. Let's say you didn't. Do you know God still respects the covenant of marriage, even though you chose the partner? Because he cannot lie. He can't go back on his word. He said that he respects marriage. That is the permissive will. That's when you're choosing somebody and like, okay, I want this partner, God. I don't want to wait. He's going to honor that marriage because he is a man of his word. He cannot lie, right? But when you're in the perfect will of God, you're waiting for the one that is chosen from before the beginning of the world, the partner that was before, that you're created to be with. That's that's being in his perfect will. That's putting your will out of it. Is everybody following me here? So there's two different types. You can go ahead and fact check me. Permissive will, and you have the perfect will. Are you in permissive or perfect? Because God would allow that marriage because that's under his permissive will. God honors marriage. This is why the way out is, remember when our Messiah, that was in Matthew 23. Wait, let me just pull it up real quick because I don't want to tell you wrong. I know it's in Matthew 5 where he says the only way out, the only way out that is lawful to be divorced is through sexual immorality, which is, being unfaithful, having twisted, perverted ways, stuff like that. That is grounds for divorce. So in your question, okay, that is in Matthew 5:32. Okay. And your question where it says that she actually cheated. She cheated on you. Okay, yeah, you took her back. I mean, after somebody cheats and you take them back, now that's on you. I mean, that if you choose to stay, that's you exercising your free will. But this person has already cheated on you. That is under the cause of sexual immorality. A lot of the pastors and a lot of the church things that's going on, this is not real. They're not teaching real. And I don't want to be offensive to this person because he is a minister too. Okay. But a lot of what we're taught in these churches, it's not going to go this deep because all they say is if you divorce, that's a sin. If you divorce, that's, you can't, if you remarry, then you're in adultery. No, that does not say that. There's a clause in there for the purposes of these weirdo, nasty people that want to cheat and have adultery and give STDs and have babies out of wedlock. You think the Most High God wants you to stay with that? So if you are the type to say, you know what, I'm going to listen to the church and I'm going to stay, you now made the church your idol. Because you chose to stay with the person where it clearly says if the person commits adultery, you need to walk away. That is grounds for divorce. Thank you, Breezy. That's Matthew 5:32. That says, I tell you, anyone who divorces his wife, and this is also in Matthew 19:9. Mind you, every time you see something that's in the Bible like twice, but worded a different way, that's something that you need to pay extremely close attention to. All right. So this is Matthew 5:32 and 19:9, both similar words. All right. Wording. I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife, listen, everybody listen, except for marital unfaithfulness. That's one translation. Another one says sexual immorality. So now if you read that and you want to stay, that's on you. But I know I would have had my bags packed and I wouldn't feel bad about it. Anyone who try to make you feel bad about it, because I know how churchy folk are, you cut them off. Matter of fact, read the scripture to him or her and get to walking out, because they're not teaching, they're not really listening to the word of God. They want to, sugarcoat it and follow their own Pharisaic laws. That's the problem. All right. A lot of what you see today after these people are, cheating, we all have free will, right? So you mean to tell me that in a marriage, you couldn't say no? This is why this is a really big thing, because this is the type of person that is not only lying to you as a man, they're also lying to God. This person is a minister, y'all. They're in the church. They're starting a deliverance, or they have a deliverance ministry. Okay. So I don't want to, a lot of people need to hear this. And this is similar to the question coming up next. But I want to say, especially to the question where it says, why would God play such a role in ordaining a marriage between you and a narcissist? These marriages are not sent by God. They're set up. They're set up from the demonic. They're set up by familiar spirits. In my book, I'm telling you how they set these things up. There's a series of strange coincidences that may, or I call them like synchronicities, that may come around you in your life where you're praying for something. I remember when something like that happened to me, the things where I kept seeing this person's name. Oh, we're meant to be together. I kept seeing the initials on the back of the car plates. Oh, we're meant to be together. I kept seeing repetitive numbers. He kept seeing repetitive numbers. Oh, we're meant to be together. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There is so many things. There are scenarios where you may feel like you're supposed to be with this person. Prophet so-and-so. I'm really leery about people calling themselves prophet. Our master didn't go around saying, I'm prophet this and prophet that. No, we're coming to each other through, brothers and sisters, friends. Okay. These titles, y'all gonna listen. I'm sorry, but be careful with that. Be careful with that. I know this is you're like a really, into the church. I would say take a break and you just get straight up with, hit God up, hit him up. Okay. What is this? Mr. Marcus says the real Bible says saving for the cause of fornication. Okay. So there's different translations and things like that. The moral of it is, if somebody is stepping out, that is definitely grounds for dismissal. Definitely. Okay. Also, I'm going to look it up in the Septuagint when I get off of here too, because that would definitely make a difference in the wording. All right. Also, any side note, anytime that you want to know the real, like the deep, or how do you say it? Because, some things get lost in translation. The Septuagint is the oldest and the most accurate to the original, because it's coming from the Greek. Okay. All right. Now, listen, this is what our master, listen to this, y'all. And Mr. Marcus, I'm about to have to sit you down real quick. He says, and anybody that can refute me, refute Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus of Nazareth, because these are his words. He says, Matthew 19:9, I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife, except for marital unfaithfulness. Now, Mr. Marcus in the chat just said, if Adam didn't divorce Eve, nobody really can get divorced. Just cheat. So he's telling, this is what I'm telling you. Watch out for people like this. Thank you for giving us a wonderful example of someone who is not, who asserts their, what they think is intelligence over the word of God. Now, if you listen to Mr. Marcus right here, you will make his rhetoric an idol in your life. The word of God is infinite. Nobody is going to twist it over here. Nobody's going to do any of that. Everybody understand? Got it. Got it. Good. Okay. Let's see. Okay, just ban that person. Next. I'm telling you, people are coming up with their own doctrines because they don't want to hear the truth. And that was just a perfect example. You right on time. Give thanks in all things. Thank you for showing us a wonderful example. Thank you, Father. Okay, now this next question, and keep listening because it goes also with what we just talked about. It's somewhat similar. This one is similar, but this one is coming from a woman. The last one is a man with his wife. Now, she says that they're married, but this couple has a 15-year-old daughter. Okay. Breezy said, "What in the world?" Listen, y'all. If I could not make this, if you see the Savior of the whole entire world just said the only way out is if this person is committing some type of sexual immorality, we call it cheating, and there's other things that fall in that clause. This person just got on here and said, if he just went on, do you see why you don't trust everybody on the internet? Do you understand that? So if you're watching on Facebook, I just had a person, it wasn't a troll, but it was a person with just wanting to assert his own ideology over what is written. And we don't do that. I wish you guys could. I read the comment though. He said, just cheat. Everybody could just. Do y'all see what we're working with in this world? Oh, goodness, child. Where is the spaceship? I'm ready for them to go. All right, next. Okay, so what do you think a woman of Christ should do if you were to realize 20 years later that the man I'm married to was sent by Satan and not God, and I married while in lust? Do I divorce or do I stay with him and try to get him to realize God and Jesus is very real? I'll never ever doubt or leave God again, but I don't know what to do with my marriage, if I'm supposed to sacrifice it or what. He has cheated and still has a pornography addiction and etc. However, I was no angel and I've been forgiven. So do I forgive him and still be with that man that's not in Christ? Yeah, this is definitely similar to the last one. Now, I'm not up here, telling you, yes, go leave right now. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if I were you, okay, I can only speak for myself, I would feel a strong conviction with being with a person who is already has already stepped out of the marriage and has a pornography addiction. So that's A and B. So those are two separate things. Okay. So the man that you're married to has already stepped out, meaning he has committed adultery, and he also has the porn addiction. All right. So I would assess the dynamic. Okay. So what happened? Is he still cheating? Is this a regular thing? You mentioned about, forgiving. Okay. I would assess the dynamic, but at the same time, if you were to walk away, I would not feel bad about it, because this person that you're married to does not fit the description of what Christ would send you. And you already have, where, like we said in Matthew 19:19, the only grounds for divorce was what? It says, except for, meaning, but I tell you, anyone who divorces his wife except for marital unfaithfulness. Some translations say sexual immorality. Both of them, meaning adultery and pornography addiction, or some people are into these types of kinks, or they want to do stuff that makes you feel uncomfortable. Some people are married to pedos. I can't say the word. Some people are married to people who I can't even say it on here because they took my video down last time. I'll just say grape you. Okay, all of these fall under sexual immorality. Okay, so if you do choose so to leave, I will leave and not look back, because that falls under those clauses. Now, what we don't know and what is not shared here is how you guys do have a 15-year-old daughter. How is the dynamic with them? That's a factor. Let's see. Let me go back and see if there is. Have you talked about this with your daughter? How does she feel? 15 is old enough to know what's going on and say, okay, mom, I understand. Or, 15 is an age where you can dialogue with your child. This is not the case of, there's a scripture where if one is married and the other is a believer and one is not a believer, then the family is saved. Because remember, this person is the adulterer, the cheater. You know what I mean? So it's not like he is, nobody's perfect. We understand that. But what I'm saying is that scenario is kind of different. Okay, we're thinking about people who are not stepping out. And if you read, let me just try to pull it up right now. Now, okay, let's read some comments while I put this up. There is a clause also where it says if the unbeliever. Right. Okay. So if you read, I want you to read 1 Corinthians, probably just read chapter 7 also. And also your homework would be to read Matthew 19:19 when it comes to that situation. And I will also give you some other homework, which is to talk to your daughter, as well as, of course, you said you already been praying and fasting about it. But yeah, if I were you, I would have a really strong conviction about being with someone who's already shown that they've been committing adultery. It doesn't say just like one time, but I'm of the impression that it's more than once just from reading it, but I don't have all the details. So that, but if you were to ask me, and this is just my opinion, all right, this is just my opinion, I would talk to my daughter about it. I would talk to God about it, but I really would have a strong conviction about being married to a person like that. I don't know the rest of the contents though. Okay, so anybody else? Maybe somebody could chime in on this one. But I would not feel, I remember earlier, I read your message. You said that you feel like you're stuck. No, it's not that you're stuck. Okay, you're not stuck, because honestly, if this person is a jerk, I'm gonna be honest. If this person really is just not a good guy, and he's cheating, and he has a porn addiction, and he's not a believer, I'm not sure about the dynamic with the 15-year-old. That's y'all have to figure that one out, because it's not on this question. That, to me, I don't know if that would be the person that the Most High God would want me to be with. Okay, so I will leave it at that. Hopefully somebody else has a comment or a suggestion for you. Let's see. Do we have? Yeah, that was definitely a narcissist interpretation. couldn't believe, oh, I just banned that person. You got a good ban blocked. All right. So listen, that was, anybody have any questions before, we wrap it up and summarize here? Usually I was doing these one by one, but it's just more effective if I do a bunch at a time. Boom, 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 boom. Anybody? Let's see. Let's look at the chat. I'm on the chat on YouTube. I can't always see the chats on Facebook until after. Yeah. Facebook is probably lighting up right about now. Anybody, any questions? Well, yeah, Breezy said, yeah, she would leave. Honestly, I would definitely leave if I were you. People think that cheating is not a big thing. There's a reason why our master said, except for adultery. Think about how heavy that has to be. Nowadays, isn't it ironic where cheating is like the culture? Nope. Anybody ever thought about how serious adultery is? Yeah, all red flags. All red flags. I would definitely pack me and my daughter's things. Girl, you have to get up out of here. You want to set an example. And oh goodness, yeah. But we had some good questions. We definitely did. Definitely. Alrighty. Everybody good? All right. So listen, I need everybody to go and read. Your homework is to read that Matthew 19:9, Matthew 5:32, and then we also have make sure that if you do have my book with Same Place Matchmaker, please leave a 5-star review. The people that were wanted more of the commentary on marriage, make sure that you buy the book, read that chapter in its entirety, because I'm breaking down permissive and perfect. Okay. Yeah, it was a good idea to do more content. Yeah, because I could get more questions in instead of having to keep coming back and forth, and I could just, it's better, yeah, that way. Because when I first started doing these, it was like, okay, let me do one here, and they just were only just about 15 minutes each. So now I could just have a show and just do these. Right. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Alrighty. So I hope this was really beneficial. Make sure that for the next one that you write me. You can DM me on TikTok, also at dryayamarie@gmail.com. Yeah, she says that there are no boundaries because people are not living in the word. Yeah. Oh goodness gracious, because that was something. And a lot of this, especially with that first question about just the guy saying that he can't see his children. A lot of these things are tester scenarios or tester things that people put out to see what you're going to say. So if you're a woman that, is really an emotional woman, they're going to want to play on that. The best way that you can tell an overly emotional person is to somewhat involve a child. So you'll meet a guy, because you see, and I'm using, usually when I talk, it's more of like a gender here and there, or it's both genders, but this one is very prevalent when women meet men. So you'll meet a guy and he'll say, she won't let me see my kids. They'll say that maybe in the 1 week into talking, maybe even the first or second conversation, right? Why? Why is that such a big thing to say? Because they're trying to get you into a state of emotions. Oh, what happened? She won't let me. She won't let you. You start feeling guilty. Then it's starting to put the other woman in a different light. This is how they start the triangulation almost ASAP. You haven't even met the women or the kids. If they're telling the truth, if they're easy, if there even is children. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. So listen, you just be aware of these types of questions that these people ask, especially up front. I just did a video about how they will slander and use mental health against you. Usually when you meet a narcissist, you're talking or you guys are talking, and notice how they're asking you a bunch of really personal questions up front, really quickly, especially about have you been abused? Or your maybe about your mental health or things in your family, your job. Some job is a general question, but sometimes they try to get real specific. I never forget that one day I told this guy a long time ago that I had just finished law school, and when I said that, you could see like the money green signals in his eyes lit up, and like you can almost see like the wolf coming out, because he thought he had him something. He thought he had a breadwinner. But no, I'm not that type of girl. I need someone, you got to take care of me. Yeah. I'm not taking care of you. Never. But I remember, when I said that, I was like, whoa, like, needless to say, like, I blocked that phone number ASAP. But yeah, I told him, I just talking, like it was just regular. I remember he worked for a post office, but when he found that out about me, listen, I mean, it was like he won the lottery. He was plotting. But when you have a person that is asking you really personal questions, abuse, illnesses, mental health, when mad day comes, best believe they're going to use your mental health against you. They're going to use what you used to do in your past against you. Don't tell these people that you barely know all of your business like that. Do not do it. Don't do it, especially if they're asking you who you've been with in the past, or who you especially about your health, your mental health. If you're not on, medication and you're able to function, you're fine. You are fine. You are okay. You don't have to go around saying, I'm bipolar. I have GAD or whatever, or I am actually, what's another one that's popular? ADHD. You say something like ADHD, they'll tell everybody you got schizophrenia. This is how it is. That's how they do. Breezy up there, she laughing. I'm serious. That man, his face lit up. Okay. I don't even practice law. My degree is in education law. After that, I went to seminary and got my doctorate in theology. And now I'm in dissertation phase for my doctorate in special education. Yeah, his face lit up. I was like, dude, bye. Anywho, I absolutely enjoyed every single one of y'all. Please don't forget to write me. Look out for all of the stats and the posts, and it has been such a pleasure. Yeah, she over here laughing. Listen, I had to make y'all laugh because he saw dollar signs. You know the cartoon where the tongue just started rolling out, his face start rolling out with the dollar sign, like cha-ching. Yeah, he thought he had a breadwinner slave codependent. I didn't know much back then, but I knew that wasn't it. I didn't know a lot, but I knew that you wasn't going to do that to me. Yeah, you're not going to use me. No. Sayonara. All righty, y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And it was such a pleasure to be able to come up and talk to y'all. All right. Make sure you go grab that book and read those chapters too. The book is called Same Place Matchmaker, Exploring the Spiritual Side of Narcissism. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much once again. Thank you, thank you, thank you.